couple years down the road, you go home. You're going
McLean,
home.
Virginia?
The Hamlet?
Burnham Wood Drive.
Home. You're going home. Every trip home is nice. You see the family,
Sure.
see some friends.
What am I going back to Northern Virginia for?
You actually got booked for a comedy gig. They hired you to be a comedian.
Like the DC Improv, or
No, this event happening in McLean.
what is it?
It's called For Newton, a benefit for the family of Newton Rhymes.
Who is that?
So, several.
What? It's like a benefit?
Yeah. It's a
right.
benefit for the family of Newton Rhymes. A few years ago, Newton Rhymes was driving around McLean.
Yeah.
And a boulder fell on his car when he was driving.
Jeez.
And
From what?
I don't know where it came from.
There are no canyons or mountains where I grew up.
There was a hill that.
What was the hill?
It's called the Franklin Pond Hill.
Why is it called that?
Because when you got to the tip top of Franklin Pond Hill,
Yeah.
if you were like going up the hill, there was like a sharp turn to the left. If you weren't paying attention, or you were, I don't know, looking at your phone or smooching a loved one in the front seat, and you missed the turn,
Yeah.
you'd land right in that fucking pond. Every year, that pond claimed at least one car.
Wow.
So there was like this hill, right? And Newton Rhymes was driving his car, and a boulder just came like rolling down the hill, and it crushed his car.
Yeah.
Right? And then it just came to a dead stop. And try as they must, the people in your town could never get the boulder moving again.
Oh my God. So the wreck is still there.
It's still on the highway.
Oh my God.
They could never move it. It's like a pretty big boulder, so it was like blocking the highway, it was like the road.
Jeez.
So they the family of Newton Rhymes were like, we need to get this boulder moved so we can like lay our son to rest.
Sure.
And the family was like, we tried everything, they got like industrial moving equipment. They hired strong men. They did all kinds of stuff. They had tractors out there, everything. They tried to remove part of the road. They just can't move it.
That's wild.
So the city is like, well, we're just going to have to accommodate. So they build a road around the boulder.
So the body is still there.
It's definitely still there. When you look down, you can see what you imagine to be part of the door frame peeking out from underneath the bottom of the boulder. And some people say when the moon is full and the light shines down on the blacktop, you can see transmission fluid just leaking out from underneath the boulder.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like it would be haunted as fuck.
Yeah.
That is the most haunted, 7-foot stretch of any highway that's ever existed.
Easily. There's
holy, that's so horrifying.
There's a magazine called Haunted Highways magazine, and they came to McLean. They've been dying to come to McLean, right? They've been wanting to talk to the people of McLean for a long, long time. And the people kept pushing it back, saying, no, this is our tragedy, don't exploit us. And finally, they're finally like, okay, we got the new road built. We need to talk about Newton's Rock. So Haunted Highways magazine comes in.
Yeah.
They say it's the the scariest stretch of highway in America.
Is it?
Every time you've gone past the rock, you can just swear that in the echoes of your brain, you just hear like a man screaming.
Oh my God.
You know?
How many times have I... Well, what highway is this on? How many times do I pass by it?
I mean, it's like a little bit out of town, you know?
Okay.
It's probably like...
That makes it even creepier then.
Yeah, it's not like in the country, but it's just out of town.
Okay.
You know? But basically, so the people of McLean, because they couldn't recover the body, they were like, every year we're gonna throw a benefit for Newton to keep his legacy alive, you know, and like they're gonna raise money, they're gonna like, you know, have people like do like a bake off, and like, you know, the local car detailer puts together like a $1,500 car clean membership package. You know what I mean?
Wow.
They raffle They raffle that motherfucker off.
Sounds like the community's coming together.
The community really comes together because they do feel bad, because like, you know, when Newton's mother, Julia, you know, stood there when the town was like, we're just gonna have to build around it. You know, she stood there in front of the rock that killed her son, and she told everybody how she felt, and, you know, how would you feel if that was your little boy underneath there, you know?
Yeah.
And the community always, like, they just never forgot her, you know what I mean?
So is this like a fundraiser thing that I'm coming back for? Or?
Yeah. It's like you're.
Am I performing for it, or am I just there to watch?
Yeah, you're gonna donate some time.
Fuck.
You're gonna host the cakewalk. You know.
Oh, okay, that's fine. If I had to do stand up at something like this, I would. That would be humiliating.
You're just
okay. Then hell yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah, you're just gonna be like hosting and like riffing, and you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really for a second got genuinely kind of almost frightened.
No, you're just there to like be an MC, you know.
And where exactly are we performing?
There's a VFW hall.
There fucking is.
Yeah, in McLean.
Yeah, that's right across the street from the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. That 7-Eleven meant a lot to you, you know? There was a summer that you befriended the 23-year-old guy who worked behind the counter during the evening shift every Friday and Saturday. He'd let you and your friends come in, and he wouldn't charge you for fountain drinks. His name was Carlton Fulton. He overdosed on meth about 8 months ago.
Jeez.
So you go back home, right? You get home like the night before Newton, a benefit for the family of Newton Rhymes.
And this is going to be at the VFW?
At the VFW, yeah. You
I've never actually been inside that one. I've passed by it so many times.
Yeah. So that's one thing, you know. It's another place.
Spring Hill Road.
It's another notch in your fucking belt.
The corner of Spring Hill Road and Old Dominion.
Yeah.
If any Dean heads want to check it out.
So you decide before you go to the show, like, you're gonna go lay a flower at Newton's Rock. Pay your respects.
Okay. Sure.
So you drive out just outside of town. You come around a corner and you can't help but be blown away at the size of the rock blocking the road.
Oh wow!
This thing is like.
So I'm at the site.
Yeah, you're like, you come around the corner, like past a tree line, and it's revealed. It's like the size of like an NFL stadium. It's a big fucking rock, dude.
Oh my gosh!
And you see like the new construction built around it. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Did you say the size of an NFL stadium?
Yeah, roughly.
That is not what I had pictured. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a
okay,
giant.
so this is...
It's big.
So it's not like they're adding a lane to the highway. This is like a major job, it sounds like.
Yeah, they're just like running.
Fuck.
They're like running a lane around this gigantic stationary
That is
rock.
wild, dude.
Right.
Holy shit. So I throw my my flower out, or how do you even? Can you stop?
Yeah,
there,
there's
or
like a little
like a rest area. Or?
yeah, there's like a little rest area where you can pull your car in. You know,
Okay.
And this time of year, you know, as the benefit gets closer, you know, there's a lot more flowers and a lot more like little candlelight vigils and shit set up
I
there.
bet.
A lot of open packages of fig Newtons.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. Birds have been through most of them, but you look around and you find one that hasn't been pecked, and you look around, nobody's watching.
Oh no! Come on.
You pick it up.
No.
And you say to yourself, a cookie is just a cookie. A fig Newton is fruit and cake. And then you take a bite, and it is so fucking good.
I am way too OCD to do that. There's no way I wouldn't do that on a dare. I'm so OCD about
But you
that.
do.
There's no way.
You pick up.
And I love it.
You fucking love it.
Fuck. That sucks.
You love
that's making my skin crawl.
You love
dude.
the
This
way it
is
sticks
so
to the inside of
upsetting.
your mouth.
Oh, gross.
How it all
Come
just
on.
sort of forms into like one solid brownish paste.
Stop it.
You love it.
No, I don't. I hate it.
Your eyes closed, your fist clenches in ecstasy. And when you open your eyes, you're looking at the base. You're looking at the very bottom.
Ugh.
They even have like a little part of it carved out. Once they realized they couldn't move it, they turned it into like a tourist attraction. Like there's like a little walkway up, and carved into the actual boulder is like a front, like a storefront. And then there's another part where they've just like drilled straight down to like to the center to presumably where where Newton Rives' body is. They won't let anybody look, but there's rumors they've made it all the way there.
What a horrifying display.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
What a fucking bummer. I feel so bad for his mom.
So you walk in, right? The place is kind of like bustling, You see the back room where they like have that shaft where they drill down into the boulder. Would you go through the door?
Yeah.
You walk in. There is no sound. Like it's like a cold space.
Wow.
You take a few steps forward into this shaft that's been like carved out of rock. And you look down. There's an open hole on the floor. And you look down, you turn on your flashlight on your phone. It can't even make it all the way down there. But you look down, you go, hello?
Yeah. Does it do that thing where it goes, oh?
Let that go? Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
You think that's yourself? You go to get up, and you get off the ground, and then you hear, help me.
Oh my gosh. From where?
From inside the shaft.
I go, who are you? What's wrong?
Like his voice sounds very weak. He goes, I'm still alive.
Oh my gosh. I guess I got to save this guy.
So what would you do?
What could I do? I mean, do I have any sort of equipment with me that I could use to...
No. You're there.
I guess... I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're there to host an event.
Yeah. fuck. I guess I go, I'll come back. What's your name?
He goes, you hear, Newton. Newton Rhymes.
Holy shit. I probably think it's someone fucking with me. I probably go like, what?
He says, move the rock.
Move the rock. Where? What direction?
You hear like him cough heavily, like a big wheeze. He doesn't answer you any longer.
Holy shit. I leave. That's so scary.
So you leave. You have to go like host this thing.
Sure. And I host the fuck out of it.
You host the fuck out of it.
But that is in the back of my head the whole time.
It's in the back of your head the whole time. And you're making sure to like meet everybody and like ask who they are and figure out what they do to see who you can like ask for help. You know what I mean? Like you're like scanning the crowd. Like, is there somebody here like to cut through this red tape? You know? At minimum, we should get somebody in there to figure out what the fuck's going on in that place, you know? So you go into the bathroom of the VFW. There's 2 stalls. One of them's taken. Somebody is in there just, you know, like shitting in a VFW is very specific, you know?
What do you mean?
It's reckless, you know? Just no regard for the space.
Wow.
I feel like it's just like an aggressive shit.
All right.
And that's what's happening in the other stall. Just violent. You know.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're changing, right? You put on like a little suit and tie. You've got a green lapel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a little pin on your lapel. It's green. It's the same color of a Fig Newton's box.
All right.
So you walk out into the VFW. The place is fucking packed. You know, there's a banner hanging over the length of the building for Newton, a benefit for the family of Newton Rhymes.
Okay.
There's a guest book. There's like a Newton Rhymes' senior photo. Right.
How long ago did he die? Did this occur?
27 years ago.
Okay.
Just like plates of like hot dishes behind you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
There's a table with pies for sale.
Cool.
There's you're looking around, like a lot of baked goods, you know, a lot of sweet treats. There's people setting up for the cakewalk. That'll be fun. And you're just walking around, you're just hosting shit. You're selling raffle tickets, you're raising money, you're checking in with the people who are tracking the dollars and the cents. You're like, man, you're like halfway through this thing.
Wow.
And the one of the founders, Florence Ferngully, she comes up to you and she goes, Pat, we're doing so well. We've never sold this many raffle tickets before. She goes, you're amazing. And she plants one right on your fucking cheek.
Jeez, wow.
Bright red lips.
Am I into it?
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, you're really into it.
All right.
You leave the lips on there. You walk around the rest of the night. You're just like selling raffle tickets. You're just being jovial, right? You're honestly like having a really good time.
Cool.
There's like you're reading raffle tickets. Somebody wins. A guy was like, "Listen, I'll take a punch from anybody, anywhere in the body. Just sell me." You know what I mean?
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah.
Who is that guy?
His name is Randall Dunworth, and he
Randall Dunworth.
Yeah, he
nice.
Yeah, he was just like, you know, he was in his mid-50s. He just came down with terminal lung cancer, and he'd never been in a fight before. And he's like, well, fuck it, let's raise some cash, right?
Oh my god!
So
How is this going for him?
there's over $2,000 in there. People don't like Randall very much, so they are.
What did he do? Is he a
Uh,
shithead?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a shithead, you know.
All right.
He's just a guy who, like, his dog shits in people's yards, and he doesn't, like, clean it up all the time, or, like, he doesn't clean up all the way. You know, he'll, like, you know, he's just like a shitty neighborhood dude, you know. He
All
brings
right.
his grass clippings onto the sidewalk and leaves them there. Calls the cops if anybody does any fireworks on his little block area.
Okay, that sucks. Yeah, he doesn't deserve to die, but that sucks.
No, he certainly doesn't deserve to die, but that doesn't stop people from, like, filling up that. I mean, a lot of them don't know he has cancer, you know.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So that's like a secret. But he's banking on the fact that when they find out, that's when he'll really be able to make a difference. So you're just, like, all over the place, all over this VFW, right?
Yeah.
You're raising tons of cash. Throughout the night, like, one of the things you've been hyping up is an arm wrestling match. It's a bi-county arm wrestling championship. And they're going to decide tonight who's the best arm wrestling champion between the two counties. That's, like, part of this whole thing, you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a yearly tradition.
Between which counties?
The county that McLean is in, and the one just to the
Fairfax County.
Fairfax County, and then the one just to the west of it. I don't know the geography from the area. You would probably
Honestly,
know better.
I couldn't tell you what it was.
Well, the one from the west has not lost in, I don't know, 3 decades.
What are they called?
What's that?
What are they called? The West County.
I mean, they don't have like it's not like a team. It's an individual thing.
Oh, okay.
It's just like somebody from their side has, like, won for decades. You know.
Oh, sure. All right, that makes sense. Okay.
So you're like, the whole time, you know, you're talking to people, right? You're hyping this whole thing up, pulling money out of people's pockets in there, right? You're fucking killing it.
Yeah.
You get ready, you go back to meet the arm wrestlers, and one of the guys is one of the dudes who's just been, like, into what you've been doing all night long. He's a tall, hunky blonde man. He's got his hair back in a bandana. He's wearing a shirt that says the Leverage King.
The Leverage King.
Yeah, he's like a smaller arm wrestler.
Oh, okay. That is so fucking
and
lame.
you look at his shirt and he's like, what I lack in size, I make up for in smarts. And
that
leverage.
sucks, Aaron. That is so lame.
And so he's arm wrestling the other guy. His name is Boris the Bruiser. And he's classic arm wrestler strongman, you know, big, broad build. They end up arm wrestling. The Leverage King defeats him easily.
Does Leverage King what's his real name though?
You think about asking him that, and he's kind of like laughs at you. He goes, "Don't ask."
What?
Yeah, he's kind of like he like runs his hands along his mustache, and he laughs to himself.
All right, well then never mind.
He goes, "Not while I'm at work." He kind of winks at you.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe that was rude on my part.
So the end of the night comes. You guys announce the amount of money you've raised. It's $32,583, all
Wow.
going to the family of Newton Rhymes. You guys Skype in with Newton's mom, who's clearly just, like, over it. She goes, "How much was it?" And they tell her, and she writes it down. She goes, yeah, send it to the Venmo, the same place as last year. And she hangs up.
Oh, God. Wow. So she could not care less about the idea of honoring her dead son.
Or, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she has something against the city. You know, I don't know.
All
I
right.
can't
Well,
speak for her. So you kind of like go, whoa, okay, well, folks, stick
Yeah.
around. We've got a dinner buffet there for you. Help yourselves. There's an open bar for the next hour. Thank you so much for coming and donating. Then you loosen that knot on your tie. You hit the buffet. You hit the bar.
oh shit. Am I done for the night?
Done for the night.
Then, dude, then I am hitting that up. I am hitting up the buffet and I'm hitting up that fucking bar. This is gonna be a good night.
So you go up to the bar and they're just like, the
Hell
bartender's
yeah.
like, he sees you and he goes, hey, there's a bar in the green room back there. He goes, use that one.
Oh, thanks, man.
So you walk back there. It's just some of the other people who are performers, people who donated their time. There's a little green room set up with like a little bar.
Cool.
They got a draft beer,
Oh wow.
cocktails. They got a little keg there.
What's the keg of?
Bud Light Lime.
Then I grab a fucking cup and I pour myself an ice cold Bud Light Lime.
Well, you don't have like the guy. There's a bartender there who like.
Oh, the bartender's doing the keg too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I order a Bud Light Lime, I guess.
Yeah.
And a shot of fucking whiskey.
He puts it down. You go, how much? He just kind of waves it off. He goes, thank you for your time.
I put $5 in that tip jar and I take that shot.
Take the shot. It's great. Drink the Bud Light Lime. It's great.
Cool.
You sit down to eat.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get too drunk at an event like that. I think that'd be kind of weird.
Well, the night is young. You sit down.
Okay.
Spaghetti and meatballs, garlic
Nice.
bread, a little side salad, Italian dressing.
Love it all.
You're just through that salad. That's your favorite part of the whole meal. That last bite of salad, because anticipation is at its pinnacle. The whole time you're eating that salad, you're thinking about what's coming next. And brother, when it arrives, it arrives. And you're looking down into that bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. And then you hear, hey, great job tonight. And you look up and the Leverage King is standing there in front of you.
I go, oh, thank you.
Championship belt on his shoulder.
Holy shit. I go, thanks, bud.
It's just a big fucking arm. Like the middle,
Wait, what do you mean?
it's just like a bicep. And there's like a big arm coming off of it, like a big flexing bicep.
That's the belt?
Yeah.
It sucks. All right. Cool.
Yeah, it's not good.
Then I go, hey, man, thank you. I appreciate it. Like, good luck to you and congrats on all your success.
He goes, yeah, Newton was a big reason why I started doing this.
Yeah.
He goes, we were friends when I was a kid. He was,
okay.
He goes, I come here every year, and I've tried to win this belt, and I haven't been able to do it. He goes, tonight, there was something special in the air, Pat.
Yeah.
He takes a big bite of meatball. He goes, I got to thank you for it.
Me?
He goes, how can I repay you?
What did I do?
You were just an excellent host. And when he says that, you hear in the back of your head, help me. Would you take the Leverage King to the boulder?
I think I would. I think that if it was any other person I was speaking to, I would say no. Clearly, I'm just going insane.
What would you say
But
to
this,
him?
I would look at him and I would go, Leverage King, do you believe in fate?
He takes another bite of that fucking meatball and he goes, I believe in things I can control.
I look at him. I go, you whiskey guy?
He goes, I can't control myself with whiskey. And he winks at you.
Yeah. I order 2 shots of whiskey. We each take one.
You each
And
take
I
a
go-
fucking shot of whiskey.
And I go, come with me. And I take him there.
So you drive to Newton's Rock.
Absolutely.
You tell
Because
him,
again,
you tell him what you
I would.
saw.
Yeah. Good.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, 100%.
So you get to the rock. What do you say to him?
I go, Do you think you could lift that rock?
He goes, I'm not a man of such stature. He goes, but
A man of what?
Of such stature.
Okay.
He goes, but I understand leverage like nobody else.
Yeah. I mean, that's your whole thing. That's literally your whole thing.
He reaches into his backpack. He changes shirts. He puts his Leverage King shirt back on.
Okay.
He reaches in. He pulls one out, and for you, and it has been used. It is like damp. It's probably been in there for at least 24 hours.
Nope. Gotta give it back. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. It's a damp shirt.
He looks at you with like disappointment. He goes, I thought you were in this for the long haul.
Buddy, I don't want a damp shirt.
He looks up at you and he goes, anything for Newton. He holds a shirt out in front of you.
Then I guess I put the shirt on, and I'm fucking
You take
pissed.
your shirt off, you put it on. It is so uncomfortable. It is like damp, and it smells like bad but moldy. It smells just like it's going to be stuck to your skin, especially after you're going to like press up against it. So he goes, follow me. And he kind of like squats down. He measures the level of the earth, you know. He's looking for a point where it's most vulnerable. He pulls out a notepad. He starts writing a complicated formula on it. He pulls a protractor out of his pocket, adjusts for the wind, and he marks a spot on it with a red marker. And he goes, push here as hard as you can.
I do it.
And he like leans with his back up against it, right? And you lean with your back up against it, and he goes 1, 2, 3. And the three of you guys, the two of you guys, push as hard as you can. And by God, you feel it start to move. And you see the Leverage King start screaming, it's working, it's working. And it rocks forward a little bit. And you see underneath, you see Newton Rhymes, his just emaciated body. You see it he sees daylight for the first time. And he goes, oh my God. He goes, you did it. You did it. He goes, there's been a stream of nutrients that's been filtering through this rock for decades. I don't know how I'm alive. He goes, my legs don't work, but my brain does. And then the rock starts rolling. It picks up momentum, and you just hear him scream, and it rolls down a hill, and he gets crunched and for sure dies that time. He's part of him is just smeared on the earth. The rock is so big, and it starts rolling downhill. It just runs over a town. It blows up an oil refinery, and this rock the size of a fucking NFL stadium just shoots hundreds of miles up in the air, and then it slams back down and causes a cataclysmic event. And everyone is murdered because
everyone is
murdered because of your choices. You caused a cataclysmic event in your hometown. You killed a man that everybody already thought was dead. Newton Rhymes. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, I guess. Jesus Christ, Aaron. What a downer. All right.